Okay, because I don't know how long I'm going to be, and I don't know what type of ramble it's going to be, but here we go. Hey, everybody, it's me. And it is the 9th of June, 2020. I have not been on for a while, mostly for reasons that, if you've been watching the news, have been very obvious. I just was at a point where I just did not want to talk to anybody. That if I said anything, I might get dinged badly. And I don't know when I'll be able to do this again. The reason why is because there's so much bottled up inside me that if I say anything, I might just get dinged. Let me tell you what I didn't do today. I did not watch the funeral. I just don't like funerals. I don't like the caterwauling. I don't like the crying. I don't like it. I just don't like funerals. Any funeral. I sincerely hope that if I do die in the next 30 years, that I don't have a funeral. They just put whatever's left of me, put it in a glad bag, and throw it out with trash. But I didn't see the funeral. I have gone through a hell of a lot of Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. You guys have gone nuts. Everybody's being canceled because they were saying their piece. It is amazing how thin your skins are. And it's really one of the reasons I have really not been on this channel, because I blather a lot as it is without a script. And if I do get on this and say what I really feel, there very well may be a rope, a tree, and a horse waiting for me. Yes, that bad. Excuse me. I will say this. There's been a lot of talk about defunding police. And I don't know what that means. Are you going to eliminate the police department? Are you going to just reduce the amount of money police departments get? Of course, none of this has anything to do with the cretins that populate police departments, who get police into trouble in the first place. Yes, we will not allow chokeholds anymore in most police departments. Unfortunately, the WWE and AEW aren't listening to that one. Yes, we will do other things. Yes, we will send some of this money into the waiting arms of whoever is running a community organization so they can go out and buy themselves their own Lexus. It really comes down to this: the people in the police departments who make them bad, the people who do these things, the people who do put their knee down on somebody's neck until they're dead, the people who do shoot first and to hell with what happens later. Those people should be eliminated from police departments, and they should not be allowed to get jobs in places where your policing uh, abilities would be on display. Now, yes, in the Democratic police reform package that they're trying to pass right now, there is a provision for a nationwide database of bad actors. But here's the thing: you should toughen that and say it would be illegal to hire that person in any form of policing. No patrolling, no investigating, no office work. And I want that to include being hired by private security firms, because that's what happens. Guys do bad things on the police department, they get fired, as they should. Some of them may even go to jail, as they should. But guess what? You wind up going to some rent-a-cop company where there are no restrictions almost. We need to do something about that. Now, excuse me, this thing continues to slip. Any other things in terms of things like Antifa, Oath Keepers, Proud Boys, BLM, whatever? Any thoughts I have about those great civic organizations, I will hold off for another time. I kind of like living. Also about Donald Trump and his actions during all this, well, you can find me on Facebook, either POLYBI or DLP Radio, or POLYBI, the number 2 on Twitter. I say a lot there. I'm not going to say it here because I might say something that would get me kicked off. On those things, I'm writing so I can be economical with words. And as for what we're all supposedly being fighting for, can I just say this? I will say this. Me being 65 means that I could go back in my memory and also here on Facebook and find things. I found things such as freedom marches and protests from back in 1965. There is a difference between 1965 and 2020. In 1965, these people were serious. These people were serious as heart attacks. There wasn't a lot of dancing in the streets or strutting or whatever it is. There wasn't one person holding any type of alcohol. That was not a party. That was not a happening. This was people actually gathering to say, we want our freedom. We want our freedom, and we're going to continue to march until we get it. We will continue to boycott until we get it. This was when boycotts were effective and not mental masturbation. And things got done. All this thing was a great big party. I actually saw some protester, passing around a bottle of Colt 45. I'm sorry, to me, that's not a protest. Like I said, I've got a lot to say. On one of these days, I'm going to sit down and actually say it in a nice video and just wait for my YouTube privileges to be taken away, because somebody's got to say something about all this, and nobody is. People are either afraid to, or they're on the other side and they're saying things, but they are not really addressing issues. Here's the issue. All this is going to continue. Everybody's having their moment in the sun, and then a couple weeks pass, and then people start dying again from COVID-19. And this will all be forgotten. And guess what? Somebody else's knee is going to find its way to somebody else's neck. And it's like, who really cares? We have a golden moment right here. And if we don't do something to end this, it'll just keep going. And I'm not talking about passing laws. I'm not talking about denying the police money. I'm not talking about dismantling police departments. That's a dumb idea. The way this will be solved is by the changing of hearts. If you don't change what's in here, no law, no lack of money is going to stop anything. This country needs a change of heart. The question is, are we willing to get it? I hope you've been taking notes about what's down here. That's the way you connect with me. That's the way you can support this channel. Because again, we don't know how long this is going to last. All I can say is, I'm Don. We're done. Oh, and happy Donald Duck birthday to you all. This is why I hate Walt Disney. Imagine your first name is Donald. Up until about 3 years ago, guess what people will call you? After 3 years ago, guess what they're calling you now? I hate Walt Disney and I hate this president. Au revoir.